Alright, hey guys, me again, and today I've got a Zephyr build for you guys. This one was suggested to me on the forums, pairing larva with tornadoes, and I was already planning on doing something similar. I don't know if you guys remember around March of 2018, everybody was freaking out about how good funnel clouds was, but the results they were showing was literally only possible in the simulacrum due to the grouping of enemies. And I've been wanting to recreate that success outside of the simulacrum, so that's where the idea came from. And instead of using larva, as it's a bit overused, I'm using ensnare, because ensnare not only has a larger range, but also has a longer duration, and it doesn't ragdoll the enemies. Though I did go back and try larva, and it wasn't as good as ensnare, and this is exactly what Zephyr needed in her kit, a grouping tool that doesn't ragdoll enemies like airburst does. The reason we don't want anything to ragdoll enemies is because the augment funnel clouds will start picking enemies up again when it's not supposed to, which is why airburst is useless and why they never should have gotten rid of the old dive bomb augment, but I digress. That one change was all it took to make Zephyr insane. We're talking 100 kills a minute in the steel path, kills 20 corrupted heavy gunners and 2 bullets with a Bosmu, and it lags your game because there are so many kills happening at once. And the reason I'm able to do so much damage is because Tornado actually has damage amping properties, and it also boosts critical damage even further. Now I'm gonna take a guess and say that the damage amp happens after mods, just like old Vex armor, because there is no way something like the Kuva Ogress is one-shotting heavy gunners with only 100% damage increase. Now the original suggestion said that weapons with punch through would give the best results, and while they're okay, I found explosive weapons to be a bit better. I tried it with the Bosmu and the Shido with the old corrosive and gas setup, and I had pretty good success. So even after all that, 100 kills a minute, amps damage to crazy levels, makes you lag due to the sheer amount of kills happening on screen, I absolutely hate this setup. It's an absolute emotional roller coaster to use this setup, because tornadoes is an extremely aggravating power to use. Half the time when you're trying to shoot them, they just fuck off into an unpopulated room, and you're supposed to be able to steer them by aiming down sights, but that doesn't work anymore, and it hasn't worked for a very long time. And nobody, not even Zephyr mains, have noticed. In fact, Tornado is used so little by the community that the wiki page for it was never finished, and honestly, I don't blame them with how impossibly inconsistent this power is. Why can't the tornadoes just stick to enemies, or better, just make the tornadoes a status effect, so we won't have to worry about the tornadoes just running away from a massive group of enemies that you've ensnared? I've even tried the big tornadoes because when they take off, at least they bring the enemies with them. But with the big tornadoes, I just wasn't getting nearly the same amount of damage as I was with funnel clouds. So I don't really know what to do anymore. All right, now in case you're still curious on what the build exactly is, here it is. And it's basically just a balanced build where I have just something into everything and max efficiency, because we're going to be casting our ultimate a lot, and it does have 100 base casts, so probably gonna want that there, or like prime flow or something. I also have shields instead of health, and the reason being is like health doesn't actually make sense on Zephyr, believe it or not, because with the new shield gating, and she has like turbulence, like shield gating gives her plenty of time to recast like turbulence, so there's no real reason to build into health. As well as I got some range, just not a whole lot, and I also got power strength, even though the original suggestion said to not really worry about it because it only increases tick damage, but I think the tornadoes actually amplify tick damage as well from your weapons. I'm not entirely sure, but it's noticeable when I don't have this versus when I do, but it's not like huge noticeable. So we're gonna bring out those heavy gunners again, right? Whip them all up, cast tornadoes on them, shoot the tornadoes, and you see tick damage is doing a lot. I only put in 1 bullet in there, I missed the other one, but I think the tornadoes amplify tick damage. Also, these tornadoes, while I have viral, this mod for viral, the tornadoes are doing electric, which is also really good because electric is like one of the strongest damage over time procs in the game. In fact, if not the strongest. So I think that power strength might be important because maybe it amplifies it further. I don't know, but we'll try it without it. I guess 1 bullet versus 3, not a huge difference, I guess. But I don't feel like I need to build for more range, because I feel like the base range like ensnare, and even just with 1 stretch is enough. So I don't really know what to really build for here. And even then, this is a V. What am I going to throw into here, honestly? Like, I could throw more, like, range, like, say, auger reach. Alright, but I wouldn't be able to fit anything in there, right? So I have 175 range now. But that doesn't change a whole lot. it might change like how the outcomes in say Mott and the likes. Let's actually go try it there. And we're gonna get started. I just wanna see how well the extra range will do versus the extra strength. I don't think extra range would help me a whole lot because it also increases like the range of tornadoes, so like the casting range, and I don't want that because, as you guys know, I hate it when the tornadoes just sort of fuck off and go everywhere. As you can see, not where they should be, and the whole aiming with tornadoes thing doesn't work, so I don't really know what to do. Alright. Yeah, that's not helping me a whole lot. And on top of that, it's getting like some of the enemies stuck on like geometry because it doesn't like pull them through geometry. So I don't know if the extra range is really necessary or if it really helps my build either. So I'd rather just have the extra power strength instead. I could also just build extra duration for turbulence, but like it's literally only turbulence that needs duration. I'm going to be constantly recasting this 9 times out of 10 anyways because of just how wonky it is. And even like as soon as the group got bigger and bigger, like this became like less controllable basically. And that's sort of how I feel about tornadoes right now. It's just the bigger the group is, the less control you have over it. As far as the Bosma goes, it's literally just a hybrid build. I have it built for viral, but again, it's doing electric on the tornadoes, which I think it's really good because electric damage is great. Now the original poster did mention punch through weapons like the Archoplasmor and the Catch Moon. Let me pull mine out real fast. And he said that those were the best to use with this. And while they're okay, right? They're not bad. If you're gonna use any of the punch through weapons over like say an explosive weapon, I feel like you'd probably be better off with something like this Stropha because it's just the same thing basically as the weapons he suggested, but it does more damage, as you can see. And if I get them all in the right spot, I can one-shot all of them without combo with the Stropha. So, and I'm not even using like a heavy build or anything. It's just it's a combo build. I wish I could figure out a way to make tornadoes more consistent, but it's just not. So, anyway, guys, that's all for me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.